Back in August of 2001, I wrote one of my greatest testimonies. And about this woman, she was at her wit's end. She didn't know which way to go, and she's about ready to end it all. But God saw fit to speak to her one day through me. I didn't know her, but I read over my broadcast one set of poems that I wrote, one thing that I wrote, and then she called in the next day and said it was about her, and she's alive and well because I obeyed God. And then I wrote a second. Now this is 2012, so it's been years later, but last night I wrote this, and then after I do this, I'm going to share the actual caller with you. The original that I wrote. One day while I was praying, God spoke His words to me, and this is what He said that I had to do. There was a story to tell, that was something only I could do. The person would be listening if only I'd speak these words. The caller was she, the caller was at her last draw. She didn't know what else to do, so she could hear the Master speak. Hold it, my child. There was a woman so lost and confused. Everything that she knew was changed within a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. Her life seemed to be perfect, but now things ain't always as they seem. She lost her way, she lost her hope, and now her life was gone. The caller she was, the caller at her last draw. And when she didn't know what else to do, she could hear the Master speak and say, hold it, my child. She always heard that if she ended it all, then in heaven she shall never roam. But she then began to think, how could things get worse? I've already lost it all. But then she heard a voice say, hold it, my child. The caller she was, the caller at her last draw. When she didn't know what else to do, she could hear the Master speak. Hold it, my child. If only they could see her now, voted prom queen in every man's dream. But now her journey has taken her to a dark place. Her life is a shambles, and she don't know what else to do. There's a gun hidden and pills in her hand. The caller she was, the caller she was at her last draw. When she didn't know what else to do, she could hear the Master speak and say, hold it, my child. Hold it, my child. Now tune into the second part of this for the original.